Ladies and gentlemen of the RNG Revolution, welcome to this week's episode of the RngCast. I, as always, am Buster Knuckle. Joining us this week are...
It's the main man, the businessman 24. What's going on, everybody?
This is your boy Raven.
How's it going this week, guys?
Good, how are you?
Can't complain. Been working hard, a lot of overtime. God damn it. But, you know, I'm happy to be awake and up right now, and let's talk some Destiny, y'all. What do you say?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
How you doing, Des?
Doing all right.
Good, man.
As I've told a couple, I'll mention it vaguely here, but I had a bit of a family issue that I'm working past, but everything's going all right for the most part. So
We're all here with you, brother.
Yeah, you know, if you ever need us, we're always here.
Oh, for sure.
But there is some stuff to talk about, and we're going to start with what Bungie did and released for the week at Bungie, or the TWAB, as people like to call it.
The TWAB.
The TWAB. Just a brief overview. Deej basically said that they are stuck between... They're bridging between two worlds. They're trying to build Destiny 2, but continue to support Destiny 1, which we all can agree on. That's the best idea. There will be live streams coming. The live stream event will be May 18th. Probably normal, the time that they always go live, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. But let's talk about the Iron Banner. The Iron Banner will be returning April 11th and ending April 18th, and the game mode will be Control.
There you go, Buster.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
I'm surprised. I was actually expecting the first, because, what was the patch notes made mention that they added support for, like, Mayhem something for Iron Banner. So I was actually expecting that. A
Mayhem Iron Banner? Finally.
Yeah.
Giving it to us.
Well, like I said, they've actually added the support for it. It's there. Mm-hmm. Like, eventually it's going to happen. I personally thought it was going to be the first one, so. That's a surprise.
They're getting back to their old roots. That's how I look at it. They're getting back to what started the Iron Banner, Control. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mayhem Supremacy is what I think you'll see. If we see, if and when we see the Mayhem modifier come up for Iron Banner. But what you'll be getting, the auto rifle, the shotgun, the cloak or sash or bond, and the arms is what you'll be getting from Lady Ifrit. And the Iron Banner is what it is. We're used to it by now. If you're not used to it, it's the easiest way to get up to max light. Put on your best stuff, regardless of what it is, and just go. But
shoot mans in the face.
Yep, shoot the mans. Team up, have fun.
I still have 4 bounties from like 3 Iron Banners ago. 4 completed bounties.
You're just sitting on?
Ever since they changed the level up system, unless there's a role on like rank 5 of the Iron Banner rep that you really wanted, there's no pressure. You can just play as much as you want, play as little as you want, play leisurely. There's no stress anymore to get to 5 unless the role is just must have. And so, being that I had 200 leg marks for for eternity, I did just go start buying random guns that I don't have, right? Just like, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. I just had 200 marks sitting all the time with me. And then when I, would spend some, I gain it right back. And so I just was like, okay, I guess I'll just continue to sit on these bounties. But yeah, it's a whole different ball game now that, there isn't the mad dash to get to rank 5.
Actually, getting leg marks now, it's so much easier. You can spend all your leg marks and by the end of 3 days have it back, or either by the end of the day if you do the story missions and then all the feature stuff. All the feature just drops leg marks in your lap.
I've lost out on leg marks because I'll do missions and I'm like, oh, I got leg. I don't have a lot of leg marks, right? And then I'll get 3 from out of a 10 leg mark drop.
I know, right?
And I'm like, Bungie, I kind of asked myself quietly, Bungie, you could have really just bumped it up from 200 to 300. I'm sure that wouldn't take that much. It's just probably a simple line of code, max equals 300 or something. I don't know game code, but I would imagine something simple like that, without it being game breaking. But, you just gotta spend the marks, man.
I would be okay with just 250. Don't even give me a full 100. Just give me 50 extra, because there's nothing worse than just going, oh, I got a free purple. Shit.
Yeah, but then you know what? You'll say, out of 50, you couldn't just give me the full 100, Bungie? Like, who does that? 250. That's not even a whole round number. Like, that's not even a solid number.
Well,
it's half.
It still makes it that you can't purchase with 400. You could get what, 2 weapons?
Well, I was saying 300.
300.
Well, then you can get
300.
2 weapons.
You can still get 2 weapons. It makes it, you have to pick and choose, then work. So I think that's what they're doing.
And if you're sitting on bounties and other stuff, you can get 2 weapons regardless too. What's the difference?
That's very true.
I guess you just be more of a hoarder, right? I don't know.
Hell, do the nightfall and run a patrol. See how many weapons you can get from that. You can at least get 3 rank ups now. It's super easy, which I love.
Not that you need any more rank ups.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, like at least 3 out of every 5 times I go to the tower, I'd still have a package waiting on me. Since
it's either your faction or the gunsmith or some random. You're like, I didn't even know I did something for the gunsmith. Let me go see what you.
It's like, I've got to go to the Hall of Guardians. Oh, there's New Monarchy. Oh, there's holy balls. But yeah, it's. I want to say aggravating, but yeah, I also have the issue with leg marks. I don't know where I'm getting them from.
Mm-hmm.
But I turn around. It's like, I think earlier this week I ended up like on my Titan. I completed the step where the speaker gives you a legendary, and like 25 marks. Well, he only gave me 3 marks because I forgot to check. Mm-hmm. So it's like, great.
Okay.
I mean, that's the one thing. Everybody, the conversation always goes towards the weapons and this, that, and the other. No one seems to remember that there's a limited number of legendary marks that we have, and that conversation seems to be suppressed, if I can use a Defender term.
This guy.
I'm
just waiting for the day, because I know, every week now the vendor's changing their weapons, and so I think the new hotness this week, we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm waiting for the week where there's like 2 God roll weapons, right, from different foundries or whatever, and see what people will do. Like, oh my God, I simply don't have enough marks. I gotta run trials this weekend, right? I gotta do this. Well, if Iron Banner's here, then I don't think leg marks will be much of an issue, right?
No, they'll just fall. You could buy any weapon you want and then get the leg marks back quick.
Pretty much.
Because each bounty is what, 20, 25? 20?
25, I believe.
25,
if I remember right.
So that's a full set right there. You can buy the weapon and get it back just by doing the bounties. So, fellas, what do you guys say we move on to the memory lane topic?
Lane of memories.
And luckily, because we have such amazing listeners and revolutionaries, we don't have to be on the hook this week to think of one.
Oh, yeah.
Because Subcult,
oh boy,
the man Subcult 619.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Posted this one in our Discord. Just let me find it.
I can't remember it off the top of my head, to be honest.
Okay, here's one. I got one for the memory lane topic. What was the best cereal from your childhood you remember eating while watching Saturday morning cartoons?
So this is implying that you ate cereal, right?
This is well, we could just say what was your breakfast of choice when you watched Saturday morning cartoons?
Eggs and bacon. And if it wasn't eggs and bacon, then it was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich made with toasted Eggo waffles.
That's how you eat any breakfast pastry in boot camp.
Your face was priceless.
They don't give you syrup in boot camp, by the way. Fun fact: they give you peanut butter and jelly. So I ate that for 3 months, and I grew to love it.
It was no one told me to do this. What happened was I didn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on bread, and so one day I got this bright idea. What if I, slightly toast some Eggo waffles, slap peanut butter and jelly on each side, put it together, and then stick it back in the toaster? You ever had hot, warm peanut butter and warm jelly?
Or you could just toast the waffle, and when it's hot, put everything on it, and not potentially set your kitchen on fire.
Yeah, but there's something about toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich together. It's like having a deep fried stuffed French toast, right? Yeah, you could have just. It's the same concept. Warmer, like lukewarm, hot peanut butter.
I get it. It makes a sauce. I get it. Des, what was your cereal of choice as a kid?
Out of the time, I don't quite remember. I think it was just I never really had a ritualistic breakfast. The closest thing it probably came to, or at least my favorite thing to eat, is the way my mom would fix grits. And that would be, she sometimes didn't just fix grits, but it was rather like a giant breakfast scramble, basically. Because you'd have your grits, a very generous amount of cheese, scrambling the eggs, cooked sausage, bacon, just whatever. It was just basically breakfast in a bowl, and it was magnificent.
For me, I can remember the cereal that I used to flip shit with little Bus used to flip shit over was Captain Crunch. OG Captain Crunch. None of that Crunch Berry bull crap. None of that. Also, my mom used to make ham patties with cheese. And, I mean, that was like my breakfast of choice growing up. So, I mean, I can remember getting up and eating the biggest bowl of cereal as a kid. I mean, just a punch bowl, and now I see it in my son. My son is a serial killer, not like with the S, but with the C. He'll eat a whole box of cereal. He'll just sit, I'm like, do you want chips or something? He's like, no, Dad, I'll just eat that. And he'll just, just a box of cereal, just pound it. I'm like, Jesus, man, come on, kid. So, it's just funny how, you see that, when you can hear the stories and you're like, yeah, I don't think I was that bad. Then you see it in your kid and you're like, man, I must have been terrible.
It's like, how bad was I really?
Because he's known for, my girlfriend will buy a box of cereal that she likes and he'll do that, but he'll leave the box open overnight so it'll get stale and just put it back in the cupboard. And I'm like, dude, you're such an ass. I'm like, come on, kid. Please stop. You're making it real rough for me. I have to deal with this. Do you understand that? You don't have to. You're a kid. I have to deal with this. But addendum to that, I'm just curious. What was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon growing up?
Good Lord, there were so many.
Yeah, we grew up in the best age for cartoons.
I mean, legitimate, because there was one around every corner. Because, you go back early enough, you have stuff like Thundercats, or you go back even earlier, you have G.I. Joe and Centurions.
I love you for that. I love you for mentioning Centurions. I do.
Oh my God, that was such an amazing show. Oh God, I can't say I have a favorite because like I said, there was just so many through the ages. It's just, and just most of them were good.
Biz, what was your cartoon of choice?
I agree with Des, but if I have to pick one, probably Batman Beyond.
That was good. That was legit good, too.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, my God.
That was legit good. Leave it to... the people behind the DC animated universe are, basically geniuses, because they've got... Not only did Batman Beyond start as a cartoon show that ended up developing as a comic, but little known fact, Harley Quinn started as a character from the Batman cartoon series and evolved into a comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I have so many, dude. Like, I mean, DuckTales would be up there. Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers as a kid was my shit. You know, Gummy Bears and all that. But
oh my god, Gummy Bears.
oh man, I'm gonna have to say like Captain N the Game Master. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Captain N was like the shit for me. I remember watching that, and it was right after the Super Mario Brothers Super Show with Captain Lou Albano, the live action, and then they did the Legends of Zelda cartoon too.
And then I think a little after that came the Mega Man cartoon.
Oh my god, the Mega Man cartoon. That was so good.
It was. And
I also remember, I don't want to say honorable mention because honorable mention makes it seem like it lost, but 1A, the Beetlejuice cartoon, that shit was so good. I mean, we could do a whole episode, hint, of cartoons that people forgot about that are still good, which I think we should probably add on to the bonus episode that Patreon listeners at Patreon.com/RngCast can get. Plugs all day, boys.
All day, every day.
Biz, you look very concerned. You're also very quiet.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, we got a few revolutionary ideas. And thanks, Subcall, for giving us memory lane topics so we don't have to rack our brains every week. You guys hear us all the time going, God, this is so hard. I think we have another one from Subcall, if I remember correctly. And it was... Okay. Man. With the growing popularity of both DC and Marvel comics, but not limited to, which comic book character, superhero, villain, what have you, would you marry, bang, kill?
I am not ready for this question. I'm just not ready for this question. And what I mean by not ready is I thought about it and I couldn't come up with any answers.
I know, right? It's like I've seen it and it's sitting there. It's like, It's like I know there's a few rules in comics, such as you don't want to be in a relationship with Wolverine, no matter how awesome he is, because that will end badly for you for whatever reason, which is just history. God, I can't even. I can't even come up with a good answer for that. Even, like hypothetical or not, it's just holy crap.
It's just so hard because like all the women in the DC Marvel universe can break you in half. You really want to piss them off? I mean, I want to live. I don't know about you guys, but I want to live.
Well, this is assuming that you also have an ability.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know.
Yeah, okay.
It would be okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, easy.
I'll tell you who I wouldn't want to get Black Canary angry. If she yells at me, I'm deaf, bro.
Deaf?
And there's no superhero that can withstand that foolishness unless you were born deaf.
Marry Harley Quinn, bang Poison Ivy, kill Chitara. Done.
Why would you bang Poison Ivy, bro? You want to itch all day?
No, I mean...
that and she despises men. So you probably end up dead.
Well, it's the assumption that you have a power that would help.
That doesn't help the fact that she despises men.
I hope you have a lot of those healing lotions when you start itching like crazy.
Because okay? I mean, that's like another perspective. Also, is like if capable, like a lot of people's choice is going to be Poison Ivy, but that's a character that doesn't really like men.
I wouldn't even want to marry Catwoman because she'll steal from me.
Well, I'm going from the old not the new reboot. She wasn't too bad with men. But if you need a,
She controlled plants. She can send you flowers with an alert that cause you an allergic reaction. Hey,
okay,
you got
fine,
allergies?
fine. Bang Talia
Hey,
al Ghul. That way you have the demon's head in your pocket.
Nah, she's crazy. Oh, whatever. Look, either way,
With an entire family as an assassin.
yeah,
Yeah, all right.
much. You screw up, you're dead.
You
Guaranteed.
better get along. You better get along with
No
father-in-law.
Lazarus pool for you.
It gives you the easy win.
That's one that's like, you definitely want to get along with the father-in-law.
Yeah. I'm good with you. I didn't get you a tie for your birthday. Father's Day, I got you
Pops,
something.
what's up?
Motherfucker.
You want to hang out? It's like, no. It's like, fine.
Fine.
Keep
All
your
right.
distance, man.
All right.
I'll be over here.
I respect you, sir. I respect you.
Please don't murder me in my sleep.
Yeah,
Please.
please don't send the Court of Owls. Please don't send them. So, Biz, you mentioned during the pre-show, which again, if you want to get access to the pre-show, patreon.com/RngCast. It's one of the rewards. You mentioned that.
Pre-show is actually a fairly cheap one, right?
Yeah. It's five? Yeah.
A month?
Three or five. It's
I can't think of right offhand, but yeah, it's a fairly easy one.
The bonus episode is the one.
I mean, again,
is
we
top
never
notch
ask.
for anything.
We only ask what you're willing to give. I mean, if you even want to give, because we're here for you no matter what. Because you're special to us.
Biz, you mentioned you had a topic that you wanted to talk about? But
But more like a question. I got asked by the. So this all started when I posted in one of the chats that there's a polarizing figure out there that everyone knows or has heard of. It depends how often you lived under this rock. That likes their steaks well done with ketchup, which sparked an interesting conversation.
Oh, Bella, no.
Followed by the question, Biz, with a gun to your head, a well done steak with ketchup or tofurkey with ketchup?
Oh! 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 Oh no!
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That one hurt me right here. I literally sat there in my car like, I have no bloody idea. I have no bloody idea. And like, I can't, I'm trying to reason. And so basically the question boils down to me, what do you hate more? Poorly cooked steak or tofu? Oh, but Buster, you didn't hear the question.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So the question was, Biz, with a gun to okay. Biz, with a gun to your head, well done steak with ketchup. Did you hear the first part though?
Yeah, there's a polarizing figure that likes their steak well done with ketchup.
Yeah. So, Biz, with a gun to head, well done steak with ketchup or tofurkey with ketchup?
There was no option of pulling the trigger?
No. No. And so I literally sat there in the car and the first thing I was like, I have no bloody idea. Like, which is more egregious to me? Which one hurts my heart more? And so this became a question of morality. Like, I literally sat there for 20 minutes and was like, which one would I feel worse about committing? Which one will not kill me inside? Or which one will kill me less?
Yeah, which one's the lesser of the two evils?
Which one where at the end of it all, I can still maintain my sense of morality and maintain respect? And so, ladies and gentlemen, for what I've decided, and I'll explain why. I'd rather eat tofurkey with ketchup than a well-done steak with ketchup for this reason. Tofurkey isn't really food.
So you're just eating ketchup?
I'm just eating ketchup with blob. It's like having turkey tasting gelatin, if you will, right? And I know that deep down in my heart that I respected the cow and that I would never do anything to harm the cow and we're not talking like, any piece of meat. We're talking like New York strip and ribeye. Ribeye is my favorite cut of meat. And to think that I would actually cook that well done and eat it with ketchup made me more sick than the thought of eating tofurkey. I respect the cow that much. I don't worship the cow. I respect the cow that much that I would never want to cook a ribeye steak well done. And so, yes, ladies and gentlemen, businessman would rather eat tofurkey with ketchup because tofurkey isn't really food, and I would not be effing it up. At least my morals.
Okay. Des, you want to jump in on this before I go into a branching tirade?
Oh my God.
I'm shocked.
I wouldn't have
number one.
that much of an issue because I'm not a food elitist. So, yeah.
Stay with me on this one, okay? This is going to go who is Karen from finance back down to the topic, okay? Do you enjoy cheesesteaks?
Yes.
How do
I
you
know what cheesesteaks are.
Okay.
I know what cheesesteaks is.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody knows what a cheesesteak is, but how do you
No, but I know what kind of cut that cheesesteak is. I know where you're getting at. It's a well done ribeye, thinly sliced ribeye steak. I get it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay with me. What do you get with it? Like, how do you order your cheesesteak?
Wait.
Okay. You don't get anything extra?
No ketchup.
No ketchup? Okay. That was what I was going to ask, because I get mine with normally wit, but around here we can do like all kinds of other stuff. I do the pepper jack, ketchup, and mayonnaise. Now, I would rather eat what in my head I could talk myself into thinking. Number one, I would never order a steak well done. Ever, ever, ever in your life on earth. Never, ever. So, it's rare or nothing for me. But I would rather eat meat than tofu.
No, I understand that. And the cheesesteak, was a different thing that I didn't think about, because when I think of a cheesesteak, I don't think of a beautiful steak. I think of thin sliced, right? Mm-hmm. And so,
But it still comes from a cow.
No. I admit I didn't think that route, because I imagine someone said, "Here's a ribeye steak whole, and here's tofurkey whole, ketchup. Pick one now."
Well, I mean, you're also thinking like what you're ordering or what you're preparing. And me, I'm sorry, food is given, I'm going to eat it. So if that happens to be a well-done ribeye, I'm going to have respect for the person that's giving me food. Because that's what it is to grow up poor.
Yeah, well, no, I'm with you on that one. If I'm at someone's house and they invite me to dinner or to a barbecue and they cook the steak well done, I'm just going to eat the steak well done. I'm not going to bitch and complain about it.
But I mean, that's just where
I'm also not going to put ketchup in.
But the question was okay. No. So hold on. So
Still not going to do that.
Hold on. So let's take this back, because the question was with a gun to your head, not if somebody's giving me food.
I mean, either way, I also go with Buster because I'm going to eat the meat. Because I know what meat tastes like. Yeah. I haven't tried tofu, so I don't know what it tastes like air. I mean, that's not a personal experience for me, but I'm going to go with the meat.
Well, I've had tofu. I mean, miso soup has tofu in it, but
I haven't had tofu.
I haven't had tofurkey, which I don't know if that...
Well, yeah, same thing.
Okay, well, so then should the question be... So then should the question assume that the steak can be manipulated in any way, shape, or form, or are you just getting a piece of steak? Like...
Just a flat out, like I said, like a ribeye.
Well done piece
slathered
of steak
with ketchup.
I'd
rather eat that.
Yeah.
My God.
The branching...
Because I have respect for food, but... I mean, that situation, like I said, I know what steak tastes like.
The branching conversation...
I don't know how messed up that tofurkey might taste like.
Exactly. The also branching conversation is, what do you guys put on your scrambled eggs in the morning?
I go through phases that sometimes I do use ketchup on scrambled eggs.
Never use ketchup. I think that's gross. I prefer.
That's actually a big thing down in the South. I gotta say though, like ketchup on eggs.
I do it too, but I do it too, Des. I put ketchup on eggs.
My uncle, rest in peace, used to do ketchup, mayo, mustard. I think that's disgusting.
On eggs?
Yeah,
like all of it. Wow,
yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, impressive that he could actually take that. That's a lot of different stuff.
Let me rethink my stance on this. Because at the end of the day, right? I hate tofu. Like
we all know. We all know I hate tofu.
I can't say I hate it because, like I said, I've never tried. Again, Southern boy here. If it's not, barbecued, baked, barbecued, fried, baked meat, I mean, it usually doesn't find a place down here.
Which I respect. I respect that.
Oh God! Oh my God! I can tell I struggle with this question. I really don't know if there's a right answer or wrong answer, but you guys have given me a couple of things to consider. Which
there is a third option. Bang.
Kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? Pull the trigger.
I got this.
Okay, so you know what? Let me switch my stance. Give me the well done steak with ketchup and bread, please. At least let me make it into a fucking sandwich.
Make a sandwich. Yeah. Let me
make it into a sandwich. I'll live with that. I didn't like the idea of tofurkey. I just rather respect the steak, but then I forgot cheesesteaks are technically shaved ribeye that is cooked well done.
Which is weird because one restaurant, being Southern, I haven't actually had a legitimate, cheesesteak. Because one restaurant,
we can fix that. We can fix that.
The one restaurant I worked at that made them, it did something very weird that I hadn't seen before. But either way, they actually used thinly sliced sirloin. But they to cook it. It's like you basically sautéed it in Italian. Yeah, I mean it was delicious, mind you, but. Cheesesteak? No.
I've had steak with marinated in Italian dressing before. It's not that bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, like I said, it's actually quite delicious. But the fact that they consider, that was their Philly cheesesteak, it's like,
no,
not really.
I'll choke you. That's not what it is. Yeah, that's one of the goals I think for the upcoming either this year or next year is to get you guys up here. I mean, I'm sure, Biz, you've had a Philly cheesesteak. You're close enough, and God knows I've had many. But yeah, that's the goal, is to get you up here to have a Jim's roast pork cheesesteak. I don't want to take you to Pat's or Gino's because that's like disrespectful. I love you.
That's commercial.
I love you too much to do that to you. That's like so commercial. I mean, the furthest the most commercial I would take you is like Ish Kabibbles.
That sounds like dog food.
It's not. It's really. They're actually really good cheesesteaks too. But Jim's roast pork is arguably. I mean, this will get you into a fist fight in Philly. Who has the best cheesesteak? You'll get into an argument. I've had a shouting match with coworkers about the best cheesesteak in Philly. It's like straight screaming at each other. Dude had his hands on the table, gripping the table like, it's not Jim's, and I'm like, it's Jim's. It's Jim's.
Yeah, how's that for the city of brotherly love? Yeah,
They threw batteries at Santa. Come on, man.
I need to change the name of the city.
Yeah,
right?
I don't mess with sports anyway. But when I heard they threw batteries at Santa Claus, I was like, I can't do this. I can't support a team. I can't support a sport that throws batteries at Santa, and not like little watch batteries or even like AAA's. I can understand I can understand winging a AAA battery at somebody who pisses you off, whatever. But a D cell, that's like a fucking brick. You might as well throw a brick at them.
I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Gooey Louie's. It's just like meat,
yes,
cheese, and then I just get it with onions on the top. I love caramelized onions in a cheesesteak. I used to love onions, peppers, and mushrooms until I got Gooey Louie's. It was just, and the story is I got it for free. I got it for a discount because this is when I ordered my typical toppings, and then someone said, anybody ordered this cheesesteak, and they're like, no, okay, anybody want it for a discount? I'll take it. And so my fiance and I was driving back from Philly. We opened up the one that we got on discount was just the cheese, meat, and the onions. And I bit into it, and I immediately regretted my decision to eat that one first. immediately because when I tried the one that I thought I would like more, it wasn't as good because it was so simple, but it was just packed with flavor. I'm talking about meat, onions, and cheese. That's it.
The beauty is the simplicity of the sandwich itself.
I concur, good sir.
Now, see, I can argue, though, being that, I mean, I guess I live in New Jersey, but I can consider myself a Philly guy, that the sandwich of Philadelphia is not the cheesesteak.
Nope. It's the roast pork and broccoli rabe.
Roast pork and broccoli rabe sandwich, which is, oh dear God, a thing of beauty. I would order that above all else if I go to if I see it on the menu. That's why Jim's roast pork is the best sandwich in Philadelphia.
So you said best sandwich, not best cheesesteak, right? Is that correct?
Yes, best. I mean, I also like their cheesesteaks, but
Okay.
I mean, it's just what I'm partial to. I've had where, if you remember back, when we had Swain Stash on his favorite, the favorite cheesesteak in Philadelphia was from Delmonico's, I believe is where he said. And when I went up there the last time, we went there as well, and that is a good cheesesteak, sir. But I just have a love of Jim's roast pork. I mean, it might have been, the member berries or the good feelings from my childhood, because I think that might have been the first place my dad took me to eat a cheesesteak, so it might be like that. But that's,
you need to do is a blind taste test. Then that's when you really
the Pepsi challenge. We could do. Oh, I'm sorry, the challenge. We could definitely do that. I don't want to catch a strike. I don't want to catch a fucking copyright strike. Let's go. I mean, yeah, we can definitely get the RNG guys on and have a. When we get together, we can. Well, obviously go to 1516, but do a tour of the city, buy cheesesteaks. By the end of the day, we'll just be like, I can't. I'm so full of cheese. I'm gonna die.
Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Buster, this was the worst idea ever. Like, or the best. Or the best. Did you guys get any additional topics sent in?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you prefer your hot dogs? Like, how do you like condiments, toppings, etc.? And I say that because if you've done a little bit of traveling, you've had the Chicago style dog, you have the New York dog, the California dog, which if I recall correctly, I feel like if you want to make anything California, you just add avocados to it, which I think is totally wrong. Like, not wrong in the sense of food wise, just like, well, that's messed up. California has more to offer than just avocados, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think so. I mean, if I just get it myself, I'm a fan of the chili cheese dog. I also just put ketchup on my hot dogs. But from traveling, I gotta say the Sonoran hot dog in Arizona is really, really good. It has bacon, mayo, pinto beans, and salsa and pickled jalapenos.
Interesting.
And the bun is like it's almost like, because some hot dogs hang out of the bun a little bit. It's fully seated in the bun. Like, the toppings are on top and on the side, so you get every topping with every bite.
Okay.
I know ketchup on a hot dog some people think is wrong, but
I don't. So funny story. I don't think it's wrong. I think that I read once that ketchup's for kids and mustard's for adults. And so I look at it as, if you want to put ketchup on your hot dog, it's your prerogative. I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna crucify you for it. It is what it is.
Now, I did for the longest because, actually up until recently, I didn't like the taste of mustard. But actually here recently, it's just something I've apparently acquired. But, I don't know. I think my favorite hot dog is just classic, like, give me chili cheese dog.
Yeah, right? Chili cheese is perfect.
I mean, pile it on there, make a mess while you're trying to eat it, because if half of it doesn't end up on your face, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right, I agree.
You got to get the arc. You gotta
exactly.
You gotta push your hips away so it doesn't go down your front. That's how you know it's a good sandwich. If you have to, I'm wearing a shirt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you have to have a special shirt for this thing, then you know it's good.
So I've had lot of dogs in my day. There's this place out in California that specializes in the dog. It's very popular. It's like an institution in Los Angeles.
Pinks?
Yeah. I had the Emerald Lagasse Bam Dog, which is, mustard, onions, cheese, jalapenos, bacon, and coleslaw, which I gotta say was really freaking tasty. Oh my God. Really, really, really tasty. I was just like, damn, Emerald, you know what you were doing with this dog, man. Because the coleslaw was a little sweet. You got the spiciness from jalapenos, the rawness of the onions and the mustard, and the fattiness of the cheese and the bacon just made everything so luscious on a 9-inch stretch dog. But my go-to dog is usually just mustard and raw onions.
One that I have to say that I tried, and I was surprised that I saw one of my good friends, his wife ate her hot dog. It was at like a picnic, and she put the potato salad on her hot dog. And I was like, okay, when in Rome, let's see what this tastes like. And I did, and I was like, yep, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I thought the same thing with the slaw dog, actually, first time I saw one.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, apparently was a thing, but, like, to see is just like...
Yeah.
Well, let's give it a shot. I mean,
see, that's how you got to look at life anymore. That's how you have to look at food. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot and see how good it is, because for me, like, I don't think I could. I mean, I would eat it, I would try it, but coleslaw on a pulled pork sandwich is the way to go.
Oh yeah, you're not telling me that.
Yeah, that's the way to go for me. But I mean, eat whatever, don't apologize. That's how I feel about it. If I can quote Bones, but manipulate it to fit the situation. And back by popular demand, unless you guys have another topic that was either dropped in the chat or sent to you privately. Also, side note, we were going to have Mr. Woodhouse on, but he fell ill last night. He messaged me and let me know that he was up all night sick. He will be back on. He will come on. Feel better, Mr. Woodhouse. We wish you the best.
Mr. Woodhouse.
Mr.
And I love his avatar. I loved his old avatar, Woodhouse from Archer. But
yeah,
back by popular demand, because every week the vendors rotate and roll their weapons. It's the RngCast recommends.
Oh yes.
And I actually wrote down some because I don't have that memory or the dim set up. So I figured we'll go one each and then just do the circle until we're out of it. Is that okay with you, or do you want to do your list and then echo each other? It's up to you guys.
I'll let you and Raven hash that out. I'm just like, bro. I didn't really. I only bought one open this week because I needed to get rid of Marks.
Okay. Dash, you want to go first?
Hey, I'll let you go first.
Well, obviously, I'm going to say the Assembly 2 this week with high.
Oh yeah, man, that's a no-brainer.
With High Cal Perfect Encounter. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah. I mean, last week's had Perfect Encounter, but the best you can have was like Flared Magwell or whatever was the up to reload. But now you actually have something that it's actually scary. That kind of auto rifle with high cal. I actually came across a match where someone was using like a Continental. Mine was going everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what is on that thing? Is that high cal? That has to be high cal, right? And sure enough, it was high cal. And I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah. The week that the Continental drops with high cal, it's going to be nasty. I mean, the roll I have base is pretty good. I mean, the roll they have this week is crowd control, perfect, balance, and third eye, which if you don't use Gillian's, it works. But here's where it's going to be surprising. I'm going to suggest the Free Will 3 from New Monarchy. It has hipfire or explosive rounds, perfect balance, and luck in the chamber. Now, funny story about this gun. I saw it. Obviously, I got the Assembly too. When I got the leg marks back up, I bought this gun. So I went to my vault to see, like, okay, I need to bump it up. And I was like, I have a Free Will 3. And I went over to it. It's the exact fucking same roll I have. So I bought a gun that I already have that was already at 400. So I just said, well, I'm gonna crush it and learn to check my vault before I go and buy a gun. So, Des, what do you got?
Well, let's see. Some of my type of one good thing to pick up, like just because, like Angel's Advocate's like a really solid role. It is literally a Fatebringer as a scout rifle. Literally,
outlaw explosive rounds in Firefly, correct?
Yes, I mean, you got everything that makes. I mean, it's a great PvE weapon because all three of those things are great PvE perks. Bone Crusher's ready. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you.
I got that one.
Thank you. But the middle perks on Bone Crusher this week aren't great with braced or appended mag, but the fact that it has life support and crowd control, and this like that archetype of MG is like a beast in PvP. So yeah, I do recommend picking up a Bone Crusher. It is pretty nice. I know the Waiting Future War Cult Fusion isn't horribly rolled. I believe it's a 5-bolt. My notes on that are missing, so I believe it's a 5-bolt, but it has like a choice of accelerated coils or lightweight, small bore knee pads, and rangefinders, just like a solid fusion rifle roll. What else do we have? Because I have an entire list. The Warpath is like a great PvE roll as well this week from Future War Cult. It's a rocket launcher. It's got either flared magwell or lightweight for the first slot, so it's kind of meh. But the fact that it has tripod and cluster.
Yeah, that's
not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad for like PvE type stuff.
Burning Wing was the one who brought up the new Monarchy LMG this week.
I bought that one.
That has Ascended Mag, Feeding Frenzy, and Persistence. Now, Persistence would be okay if it was the bullet hose variety. What is it? The bullet? I don't want to speak wrong in church. I think it might be the bullet hose. So never mind. Strike that.
It's close to it.
Yeah,
it's close to it. It's definitely a higher. I can't think right offhand exactly how high.
Yeah, it's 100 rate of fire.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Persistence works well with that, and I mean, God, feeding
frenzy and extended mag. So bolts for days.
Okay. The Palindrome this week is
garbage.
It's a trials weapon. What are you talking about? With
it's
Last
garbage.
Resort, Hidden Hand, and Hammerforged.
No, it's garbage.
You're thinking of it from as compared to last week's.
Exactly. If you didn't get one in the past like 3 weeks, you don't need this one.
Well, some people like Last Resort. I'm just saying. Okay.
Get a trials weapon.
Some people are Papa Roach fans.
Trials weapon.
Some people are Papa Roach fans.
I love the Palindrome like any other person. I checked that Palindrome this week and I was not impressed. I wasn't impressed. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what. I'll raise you your Palindrome versus this week's Future War Cult's The Whale.
Oh yeah.
Which while it doesn't have a range perk on it, you get high cal or hip fire, which I think both are solid perks. Perfect balance of third eye. I mean, obviously, if you need that radar, third eye is great. If that stability, the stability though would really work in your favor, and you got luck in the chamber. The only downside to this is just 7 bolts in the mag.
Well, it's also faster fire rate, right?
And luck also procs faster.
Yeah, it is. Free will.
No, the whale.
No, the whale.
The whale.
No, it's the same archetype as Palindrome. 22 rate of fire, 81 impact. So, and it has true sight on it. So I would take that this week's The Whale for Future Walkout over this week's Palindrome, personally.
I'm just throwing out options is what we're doing.
Or just pull out your Palindrome from last week.
Yeah, you should have probably done the Palindrome from last week.
Or the Wormwood has a really good roll too this week too. High cal, hand loaded, and rangefinder. You want to get that? If you want to get a Wormwood, that's the one to get right now.
Yeah, it's a good one as well to get. Anton's Rule and Crucible has great rolls for a sidearm. But it is very difficult to use that type of sidearm effectively because you really got to trigger spam. And I think there's word going around. You actually cannot trigger spam enough to actually fire as fast as that gun can fire.
Nope. I like to think I have a quick trigger figure.
And I actually took it, actually used it. It's hilarious because I have a controller that has a turbo function. So I can get a fully auto fire on that thing. Even then, it doesn't feel amazing. But even being capable of firing it to its extent, I still don't personally like it.
Since you mentioned the Crucible, someone will jump in with the 0-day dilemma again. I'm not saying it's a great role. It's fun. This is fun. Battle Runner, brace frame, hidden hand. It's a fun little gun.
Oh, it's not bad. I mean, it's not a bad roll. It's a slower archetype, so I mean...
It's a Shadow Priest archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
hold
yeah,
on.
that's like an archetype that doesn't absolutely need a stability perk.
No.
Well, if you're going to go auto rifle, I'll raise you this week's Extremophile. Armor piercing rounds, perfect balance, and rangefinder.
A little more unwieldy. Like I said, I would go for the 0-day dilemma over that Extremophile.
Why is it unwieldy?
The 88-8s tend to more need stability to really be effective.
Yeah, it's
what do you mean, like
it's recoil patterns of you. It's
yeah,
hard
I mean,
it's hard to keep on.
So perfect balance wouldn't take care of that, or you need
no perfect balance won't take care of the recoil direction.
So
the recoil direction.
You need a counterbalance then.
Yeah, you would need counterbalance because in Destiny, like the recoil direction is a different stat than the stability.
What about rodeo? I'm only asking.
You can tell it does anything. That's good for you, but I can't tell rodeo does anything.
I'm asking because it has this week's roll has perfect balance and rodeo. You can pick between the two.
Like I said, if you feel rodeo does something for you, that's great, but I just can't tell. I mean, especially when compared to counterbalance. I mean, counterbalance is just the superior choice, but I don't know. I don't put a lot of faith in rodeo.
I'd rather have Zen Moment than rodeo.
But yeah, all in all, I mean, basically, if you're going to go auto rifle, like the one to get this week is definitely Assembly 2.
Assembly 2, yeah, for sure.
Because it's perfect. Yeah. It's counter high cals.
Nasty.
There's not a lot wrong with that auto rifle, and the stats are very, very, very similar to the Doctrine of Passing itself. So it's if you don't have that, counter doctrine,
get it.
Here you go.
Now, Des, this one is I wanted to bring this one up to you to see to pick your mind on it. The B29 party favor this week with Outlaw Perfect and Glass Half Full. It's not bad, right?
Yeah, it's not a bad roll all in all. It does have Perfect, which will keep the bursts in a very tight grouping. So, I mean, it'll still have some recoil issues. Last week's, again, was a little better because it had... Actually, no, this one actually also has... No. Yeah, last week's had, what was it? Rifled, which is incredible on pulse rifles of that archetype. But yeah, the fact that it does have sure shot, so you can squeeze out a little bit of extra aim assist on it. Like I said, it's not bad rolled. It's not like an ideal, but it's definitely a workable weapon.
Did you happen to take a look at the Parthian shot? Because I guess that's the go-to pulse rifle.
Oh, I wasn't impressed with it this week. It didn't really... In fact, I don't even think I wrote anything down on it.
Yeah, I only write down what catches my eye.
I didn't care for it, to be honest. I mean, secret round, or partial refund. I feel like those are two mediocre perks.
Secret round will screw over your shot. I mean, I lost some information from one of our past guests, Mercules, which I actually had to test myself. I tested it on it was a Hawkeye archetype pulse rifle that had secret round, which of course, if you're shooting at a wall, you're always shooting out an extra bullet, and it does actually shoot out an extra bullet. The issue is, it added 2 frames to that fire rate. Mm-hmm. And for those of you that know exactly what a frame is, which is 1 out of 30 seconds in Destiny's case, because Destiny runs at 30 frames a second, so it's 1 out of 30 seconds. But for those that don't think that's a lot of time, 1 frame is what screwed over the Grasp archetype.
Yeah, I picked it up the other day, and I was just like, ugh.
I still do better with grasp type weapons than I do with Hacksaw archetype, which is just one step above. And they share
slower,
time to kill now, but at the same time, it's like I still do better because I have a. Oh god, the name of the
waltz.
Yeah, I have a waltz because I think one of the vendor rolls rolled with counter.
Mm-hmm.
But and it had Hammer Forged, which my grasp was like Feeding Frenzy, Hammer Forged, and counter, so it actually replaced my grasp. But just because it was incredibly similar. But yeah, I'm actually still, and actually it's nice to be able to do well with it because my hunter normally wears Nineveh, which is a Future War Cult shader, so now my gun matches my fabulous hunter.
Oh my god.
Gotta match above all else. I changed my shader because I got the arms from Crota, and I put the ornament on. I had to. I'm like, this doesn't look right. I gotta change it. Red and green don't go. I gotta put black on.
But yeah, let's see. Even the 4/4 curtain call is actually an interesting gun. Also, like this week, I wouldn't say it's not, I don't think it's Party Crash archetype. I think it's the one below, like Astral Horizon from Trials last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a horrible archetype. It does have aggressive ballistics. This is not going to hit max range. But it does have rangefinder, which does sadly slow ADS time. I think it is scope in time. The rangefinder downs now, right?
Range.
I think they said something like that for
yeah. It's slower to come to your face.
Yeah, but interestingly, it does have Cascade, which in this new meta may actually be more workable. Maybe.
No.
I mean, you still have to live to keep your special, but at least a shotgun melee hit will give you a little more. Hopefully, at least if I understand, it doesn't pull from reserve. Because if that pulls from reserve, then forget that suggestion entirely. But yeah.
Now, Des, I wanted to pick your brain on this one because this is a personal roll for the Parthian shot that I got. Rodeo or life support. Sorry. Small bore or rifle barrel, and counterbalance.
Use it.
Yeah, definitely.
Throw on rifled. Don't use rodeo because, like I said, it doesn't really.
I was going to go
life support.
I was going to go life support. Rifled counterbalance with sure shot IS.
Yes, that's the way to go.
It's either red dot
because
it's either red dot ORA. I should have said the barrels, the sights. I'm sorry, short shot or OEG rifle scope.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely use sure shot. But the only issue with that archetype, I mean, with those with any pulse rifle in that archetype, is their recoil direction. But the fact that you have counter, that problem's gone, especially in Parthian.
That's gonna be
Parthian
a nice
by
PvE.
standard. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been wrecked by many a Parthian shot in PvP. Let me tell you what, there's some people that are getting some good aim with that thing. I still can't use it. I use them in PvE myself because they actually don't feel.
It's a 2-burst headshot.
Incredibly slow.
2-burst headshot kill, right?
Yeah, it's like 2-burst headshot for like 90% of anyone that's running around in PvP.
Yeah, it dropped earlier today, and I was like, "Ooh, I'll give you a shot." So that's what.
Speaking of which, I finally had my dream roll for Palindrome drop for me.
Which one's what?
Outlaw, rifled, and luck in the chamber.
Yes, you bastard.
I actually got it from the hand cannon bounty, so it's like, huh? No, it was a package. Either way, I finally got one. It's just like, oh, there we go.
Either way, you got it right.
If we only could have taken our weapons to D2.
I, for one, cannot wait to see what else they come up with.
Same.
Of course, I also have a lot of fears. We can save that for like an RNG topic, but I got a lot to talk about that.
Well, I mean, we can save that for the freestyle topic. We could just,
and
it's because you mentioned the RNG topic. Let's just move on. What do you guys say?
Segue.
Sure.
Des,
Sounds good.
1 to 75, because there's just us three. Des,
42.
42. Strong number. Biz.
60.
60. I'll go 21. 16. Okay, I'll hit it again. 72. So go ahead, Biz.
Son of a bastard. Okay, so RNG topic. Have you guys done the Vault of Glass this week? And what do you guys think about it so far?
No, you can't make me do Vault of Glass.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't have a team. It was Hell's Bells and Rebels trying to get a team for Crota to come together. So I haven't had time. I might do it tonight. At this moment in time right now, I have not done it. No.
Des, have you?
Yes, I have actually run Vault a couple times. I've actually had a successful completion non-Atheon challenge, but we did get Templar challenge knocked out.
Same here. That's a raid.
They've done so many small things to that raid. It's not like Bridge Encounter Crota. Where they changed that drastically.
No.
They haven't changed anything there super drastic.
No.
But they have made a lot of teeny tiny changes that I, for one, feel.
Let me ask you this question. Did you get the sense that in the Templar stage, there were less ads? I didn't get that sense. Okay.
No.
I thought I heard people rumbling, oh, they're going to change it to have less ads. No, these fanatics were still blazing fast, and them harpies, man. These harpies, bruh.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, if you're doing challenge, which I really should have guessed Templar's challenge. Honestly, I should have. Because me and my group back in the day, we never ran no teleport because screw that noise. There's no reason other than, an extra chest. Maybe. Not even sure about that anymore. But either way, there's no real reason. But yeah, we never ran no teleport, and that was my first warning in the first team. It's because someone was watching a stream and they're like, oh, challenge is no teleport. It's watch out for Minotaurs. Because he spawns 3 Minotaurs every time he does not teleport.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only time Minotaurs really come out in that encounter too, but they will swarm you if you're taking too long.
Mm.
That's the built-in basically DPS check is if you're taking too long, that's just more Minotaurs. And actually, legitimately, I'm also proud of myself because it's been at least a year and a half since I ran that encounter. First group I ran with, we had nobody that wanted to run Relic, so that left up to me because I did do it a lot back in the day. Did not miss a step with that Relic. Let me tell you what, I actually survived with that thing each and every time, unless I was getting melted by Templar and trying to figure out the bubble timing with figuring that crap out.
Let me ask you a question. When you run Templar challenge twice, 2 different characters?
Yes.
It should give you jobs for each character, right? Or is it just for account?
I believe it's character.
Okay, I didn't get anything yesterday. That's weird.
Oh, as far as completing challenge, I actually only completed it once, but at the same time, I know I completed some. No, I didn't.
I didn't get anything. I didn't even get the emblem to drop yesterday, and I did challenge.
That's weird.
See, one of the weirdest things that came to my attention was because I assumed it was like it was back in the day that once you did the raid once, you don't get drops again, but apparently that's changed.
I don't know. I remember that I remember vividly doing challenge twice, right? One of my Warlock, one of my Titan. Warlock, I got the emblem. I got Fatebringer to drop, right? And I think I did pop a Knuckles of AL, maybe, but I did get Fatebringer to drop. Yes, I did get Fatebringer to drop, and you know what? I lied. I take that back. I think I got. When did I get Vision of Confluence? No, I got Vision of Confluence. I apologize. I don't think I got the emblem, but I got Vision of Confluence. Okay, I'm mistaken. Yeah, I didn't get anything to drop for Atheon because we didn't do a challenge. Okay, that's what it was. All right, sorry.
But yeah,
Vision of Confluence and Fatebringer. Do I need to run the raid anymore?
No.
Nailed it.
Got it. Done.
Unless you have Praetor's Revenge, Corrective Measure,
Praetor's Timepiece.
Are you talking about the exotic or legendary versions?
Doesn't matter.
You mean? Yeah, there's Legendary Sniper and MG.
Okay, got them.
Which are... Oh, well, then fair enough. Because those are still some of the best guns just of their type in the entire game.
But the Revenge archetype right? It's
Either way, it's still popular, man, because it
It's a-
fires so stable.
but then it's a fast firing sniper.
Not as fast as the 2020, though.
2020 is garbage.
Exactly.
So this
But
is
no,
what
Predator's
archetype
Revenge
is?
is... No, Predator's Revenge is actually at least 2 archetypes above that. But it's workable. I mean, you're losing the capability of, like, super sniping and such, but... I mean, you're also gaining, like, a very fast 2-tap capability.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And just to clarify, they did close up the up top cheese spot, right, for the oracles.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
they closed up everything, man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
The cave itself is sealed off until you complete it. There's a dip to the right-hand side that I used to hide in for fanatics. That's actually a turn-back zone now, so don't go down there. And the ledge itself is a join ally spot.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be in the middle, in the
Drop
mix.
down, get
Nowhere to hide, bro.
get in,
Nowhere
get
to
dirty
hide.
type of spot.
Oh yeah.
And
Have to.
the Templar challenge mode is don't let Templar teleport. Right?
Yes.
Don't let them teleport. It's sweet and simple. It's just really hard with execution.
Yes.
Because you're having to worry, like, pretty much everyone's basically having to worry about DPS, ad control, and blocking teleports.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I ran it twice, like I said earlier, and there were 2 different strats. One was the back of the wall strat, and one was the opposite end where you jump down from.
Yeah.
And I found that side where you jump down from, and then there's 2 sides, pillars with the stairs. I found that to be much easier than to go all the way to the back, because then you have the Minotaurs, you got all those enemies converging right into the center. For some reason, I didn't see like there were a lot of ads coming. I guess because it's a further distance for them to travel.
And they didn't.
Right?
And they didn't bottleneck.
Right. So it's a further distance to travel, which means, yeah, you can have a few that come, and try to mess with you, but most of them takes their sweet time, because Vexes are pretty slow, except for like the Minotaurs, right? So, you just easily take them out. I had the burden of proof from Taken King, that full auto shotgun, amazing, makes quick work. But yeah, that strat by the ledge worked so much better. Like we got it down in like 3 attempts versus going to the back of the wall and then having to worry about popping bubbles and all these ads and stuff. I mean, yeah, if you have a tether, it's great, but I mean, we got him down rather quickly. So,
And the Atheon challenge is everyone has to kill an oracle
yes,
Yeah.
inside the teleport zone.
yes. So you're doing
Each
switcheroo.
person on the fire team has to kill 1 oracle.
So you have to send people in and out.
Yep. You have to rotate, but you also have to rotate in a way where you still leave people outside, because if
hold the
nobody's
gate.
outside, it's game over.
Yeah, to hold the gate open.
Yeah,
Well, the gate doesn't need to be held open because since there's no Praetorians that spawn, there's nothing that will actually close the gate. But if nobody's alive outside, it's just an instant wipe.
yeah.
So
Okay,
if you have all 6 people inside, it's done.
So they got
Yeah.
rid of the Praetorians then.
Well, there was no Praetorians in Atheon himself. It's a gatekeeper, and
Oh,
they're still there for gatekeeper.
I forgot.
Which is-
Gatekeeper comes before.
Yeah.
I merged the 2 together as one encounter in my mind, but they're 2
Yeah,
separate.
but-
I get it.
Yeah, but Gatekeeper now drops an extra shield than it used to. So once you down Gatekeeper himself, he spawns an Aegis on him, wherever he's downed. So you get a 3rd Aegis for that encounter.
Well, okay. To hold
Which
this-
actually can't make it like really easier, because at least it's like after you down Gatekeeper and you go to either left or right portal, like a person can go get that relic and can come back and help with the ads before he has to go back to the conflux and defend it. But by then you can have like another person with the new Aegis helping that one. So I mean, you can kind of like shift everything a little easier
Okay.
than what you used to be had to, and then all of a sudden you have 3 shields. And let me tell you what, at least for the confluences at Templar, the confluence at Gatekeeper, those encounters drastically shorter. Drastically.
Oh, holding the
I mean, you'd only-
confluxes.
Yeah, I mean, Conflux is on Templar. I legitimately thought they took an entire phase out because that's how fast it was. But then I turned around and was like, no, you do have to eventually defend all three. It's just it goes by so fast now.
Didn't feel that with me.
Oh no, it's like I said, that's a raid that I still know the path through the Gorgon's maze. Like nothing. I mean, that going back through that raid was just it was basically my memory lane. I mean,
were the oracles still tough? Like they don't spawn. They don't spawn. They spawn randomly in random locations now. They don't have the predictable pattern.
No, I think they still have a set pattern, but the fact that they're instant kill now in Oracle Encounter, you don't get marked. You just die if you miss them.
Oh Jesus!
They're the oracles that's in the Atheons. I mean, they even have the red color. Yeah. They literally took them out of Atheons and put them in Oracle Encounter.
But one sleeper shot takes care of them, though.
90% of the time. There's some times where one sleeper shot won't guarantee you putting them down.
That's odd.
But it's a rare occurrence, but it does happen. But yeah, there's a lot. Like these challenges are something. And I've also, because it's like our successful raid run included the likes of, I think we ended up pulling Berg in the last of it, which that poor guy, we just pulled him in at Atheons, like, help us do this, please. Yeah, hadn't even done the raid before yet, I don't think. And he's like, all right, sure. So
Berg's a raider, man. He wants to wear everybody on there, everybody's head as a hat, man. He's a raider.
Yeah. For sure, Converse, Sniper Wolf, which is one of two things now. A, he was MVP of that raid because he pulled out an epic soundboard of just all kinds of memey things, and it was just it was one of the most hilarious raiding experiences there were, thanks to him. But also number two, he is the official RNG Leroy Jenkins.
Really?
Because we were trying to take down oracles, or not oracles, Gorgons, Gorgons entirely. We were trying to get that part of the book done.
Mm-hmm.
Which thankfully Gorgons now don't empower themselves.
Oh, so if you kill one, it doesn't. They don't.
Oh, Subcult was there. That's right. Subcult was there. I love you. I haven't forgotten you. But anyway, but yeah, so Gorgons don't empower themselves, so you can actually take them all out legitimately without having to all at one time or no crazy tactics needed there. You just have to hit them hard, fast, and unrelenting until they die. So there we are sitting there trying to figure out a strategy, because there was one stationary Gorgon, and then there was a patrolling Gorgon coming around, and we're sitting there trying to wait. It's like, okay, once this patroller does another loop, we're going to go in and we're going to take care of the stationary, and then we're going to get the patroller. As we're sitting there, it's like, all right, so we're going to wait. All of a sudden, Sniper Wolf starts running towards the stationary Gorgon. No, Sniper, wait, Sniper. No, wait, Sniper. Oh, I guess we're doing it. So yeah, he entirely Leroy Jenkins'd that Gorgon.
Well, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, we all just wiped, and it was hilarious. I made the comparison, and that's when he pulled out the soundboard, because the first thing we heard was Leroy Jenkins. So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So Sniper Wolf OP, you are the RNG Leroy.
So Leroy Jenkins, semi-decent. I mean, the guy's just going to pile it on, man.
He is a car. And like I said, that soundboard, playing the Pac-Man death animation when things didn't go right. I mean, he had some sounds and noises that just went so good and just kept us laughing the entire time.
And that can make a raid so much better.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. We were ramming our heads against Atheon challenge, which we decided to screw it, kill Atheon, because legitimately that's a challenge that you don't need, but more completions are going to make that challenge easier.
Mm-hmm.
When you get more raid weapons that have Oracle Disruptor, it's going to make that challenge so much easier.
Enough confluence, baby.
Actually, according to Reddit, Atheon's Epilogue is the best mathematical primary to get rid of Oracles.
Yes.
Oh.
I saw something.
Oh no, baby! What are you doing?
But yeah, I did get. So I went through the entire thing. Did get an Atheon's epilogue to drop. I got Found Verdict to drop, which is always fun. And so it's funny. I went the entirety of year one, or actually, in the entirety of any time I've ever run Vault, I've had one missing weapon.
Found Verdict.
No, this is Vision of Confluence.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Never could get it to drop. We down Atheon. The one legendary primary I get, Vision of Confluence.
Nice.
First completion.
Nice. I've never had the Fatebringer.
All right.
Never.
So that was very. That entire experience was very fun, and B, like I said, I finally got the one weapon that eluded me. Which ain't too bad.
Has anyone gotten Vex Mythic class yet?
Oh, there's plenty. I've been murked plenty by it in the Crucible. Let me tell you what.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't gotten it. I haven't rated it, so I haven't gotten it. So, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to raiding tonight before I, go on the Barely a Destiny show as their guest, which is so much. Let me just tell you, as a podcast, as like a host, going on as a guest is so much easier. Oh, you don't have to worry about shit. You just talk and have fun. You're not looking at levels and stuff. So, I enjoy it. I mean, being asked to be a guest on a podcast. I mean, Raven, we've been on a few together. It's real. I mean, first off, I'm honored that you even asked me to be on. That's just it freaks me out sometimes, but
it's much love and it's great. Like,
oh yeah,
just to get that.
That hey, you wanna come talk to us? We like hearing you talk. You wanna talk to us? It's like fuck yeah, come on. I mean, I love it. But guys, how was your week in Destiny?
Frustrating. Rating is frustrating.
That's all I did. I warned everybody before all this crap came out that a lot of people thought it was all happy and hunky dory. Because they remember going through raids.
We talked about this.
Above light. And then y'all going to remember how bad it was.
We talked about it. This was...
Raven remembered.
I remembered because I said I was going to laugh at people. And I couldn't laugh at my damn self because I was like, the hell with this.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I almost rage quit. I was like, this is ridiculous. But it just shows, like, you know what? It shows me Vault of Glass is the best raid, hands down. It just showed me because that's what a raid is. And I'm sorry that they made that the first raid. I think it should have been Crota's End, then King's Fall, then Wrath Machines, and then Atheon. As you notice, it'll get progressively more and more challenging. I think that would have been the better way to go because Atheon and it's everything about Vault of Glass is awesome. Even like trying to navigate through it. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to get lost, bud. So
you're going to get caught by a Gorgon.
Yeah.
A Gorgon has found its prey.
Yeah.
And I love that line, too. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
You did. And that's the thing about Vault is everything is epic in the Vault.
Oh, yeah.
You don't just die.
You are forever lost in the dark corners of time.
Exactly. It's like, holy balls. Oh, we just got erased from existence.
Oh, my God. This is what praise must feel like, right?
I mean, good Lord. I mean, everything is just so epic.
Wait. Hold on. I'm going to get corrected.
No, you tried so hard. That wasn't a timeout. That was you tried. You tried. Oh. That was like Praetus, right? Yeah. Good job, Biz. Way to
I'm
lore.
not a lore guy.
Way to lore, Biz.
I'm not a lore guy, so I try.
No, I'm proud of you. I'm generally proud of you.
It's a good reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like legitimately I do like going back through the older raids, especially like I said, Vault was rough. Trying to refigure out this stuff in like a super current thing, so it's like which I actually for one cannot wait for King's Fall to come around because I know a whole lot more people that can do that challenge mode way easier. Because that's like most recent. But
King's Falls is I hate to say it,
we're gonna be
it's a joke. It's a joke.
I mean, it's not the fact. it's not the fact that it wasn't difficult at first. It's just the fact that it is so practiced by so many people we know. And
1, 2,
like
3, 4, 5, 6. There's Gold Girls challenge.
Yeah, I mean it's so practiced, and even the challenges are so practiced. It's going to be able to. It's going to be nice to go back into something without being completely utterly surprised.
When Businessman can run Relic on Kingsfall, then you know it's simple. On a Warlock, might I add.
When you can run a raid drunk, that's how you know it's not easy, but it's a good raid. When you can run it drunk. Go ahead and run Vault drunk. Yeah. Have fun.
No, you kill yourself. Literally.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I probably could, but again, I was amazed because even going through the jumping puzzle, like there's people trying to relearn where to jump to like bypass all of the blocks, and then I'm just waiting for everyone to get there, and all of a sudden 1, 2, 3, jump, land straight across. Like everyone else is dying 3, 4 times trying to, like I said, bypass all the blocks. Me made it first time.
Are you talking about getting to
Gatekeeper?
Oh, for Athian, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the disappearing,
the
Mega Man blocks.
The jumping puzzle. Okay, so spoiler alert: take out your Titan, get Twilight Garrison for the win.
Or just jump on the first 3, and any class can make that jump just from the third block.
Jump from the third and go lateral.
That takes so much time. I just literally. And for the record too, if you use your Titan jump and you run out of the jump, if you Twilight Garrison for it, you get your jump back. So they just gave you an OP strat.
I just go to the third block because I've been able to not die or anything 100% of the time.
Do you like that jumping puzzle over Kingsfall jumping puzzle, Buster?
I hate jumping puzzles in general.
I know, but which one would you prefer? And now you gotta pick one, bud.
Vault. I can do the Vault 1, 2, 3 over. It's the easiest one to do. That ship. Oh, you can kiss my ass. You will hear me literally rage. Like I'll mute my fucking mic and just
and you'll still hear him, son.
If I'm on you'll hear me echo through time and space. If I'm in a team and they just blast ahead and no one's like sherping, I don't want to say sherping me, but like, okay, back, left, right, jump, duck, because I don't know the cues. I'll just jump out and wait. I'll jump out, wait till you get past it, jump back in. I'll miss a chest. I don't give a fuck. Give 0. Buster with 0 fucks. That's me when it comes to jumping puzzles.
Not this guy.
I mean, the deck wall is beautiful, though. I mean, that's easy. Just, nope. You put on the Twilight Garrison, you just juke and jive.
Glad you explained that, because I was going to ask you, in what sense is the deck wall beautiful, but I'm glad you cleared that up. Thanks.
Well, more forgiving.
There you go.
Unless you get smashed by one. I mean, if you just walk in, then, that's easy. But the ships are...
LDS, baby. LDS.
Yeah, pretty much. Raven, what you been up to, man? In Destiny. How was your week?
Just been playing a lot. I mean, I'm still getting into PvP, still trying to find, like, that whole process to go through. Got raided a lot. Like I said, it was a blast to get back into Vault. It's like, just to know, like, everything was there. It's like, yeah. It's like, no more balcony. Oh, well. But just getting in and putting hurt on things was just fun again. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it amazed me that, except from the first time I picked up the relic, I could handle myself. And that was something I was legitimately worried about, is not remembering how to run anything.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, it is.
I mean...
Which legitimately, I also found out a strategy. Like for Atheon Challenge, which a lot of people are saying are coming up with some good paths and such, but at the same time, it's like one thing I found out is I think either on the left or right side, I mean, no matter what you call them, left, right, Mars, Venus, past, future, blah, 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 blah. There is actually, because a lot of people are saying that the relic holder should take care of the third oracle with its super. But let me tell you what, good luck, because that's a little unwieldy sometimes. and you have to be exactly straight. You might nick a rock. Who knows? I've actually found out that just a jump R2 slam on Aegis, there's pretty much the last oracle that spawns in both rooms can be destroyed. Like the oracle that spawns like right next to the gate that everyone leaves from.
Yeah.
They're both in range to be destroyed with a jumping R2 from Aegis. So that's something to consider. Like just to throw that out there. But it was interesting, like, to come out with ideas, and it's like the first time I ran Vault, it's like Converse had a brilliant idea for a challenge, and that was having the Relic and one person handle the left side in Templar, because not a lot spawns on left side, and leaving like 4 people on right side to handle ads and DPS and blah this and blah that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded like a good idea to me. I was behind it 100%, so pretty much me and him was like, all right, if your name isn't Khan or Dez, get over there. Hilarious thing is, Dado puts out his how-to challenge. Had the exact same idea.
Nice.
He had 2 people on the left, one being the relic holder, everyone else on right. It's like, that actually, it's like an ego stroke right there. But yeah, like I said, just going back in and doing all that over again, like chasing the same things. That's like, but the raid with Sniper and them and Subcult, we pulled in so many people. Pulling in Subcult, and like God knows how late it was for him. Pulling in Nigel Frost, who was actually drunk at the time, trying to do these challenges with us. Good times. And then pulling in Berg, who had no idea what was going on.
Where are we?
All right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever, fuck it.
We're on Atheon. I haven't done this yet. Are you willing to run it? Yeah, sure. All right, let's go. It's like we were able to at least put down Atheon. It was super fun. Also, I did have the idea like Nighthawk spamming on Atheon. If you are a hunter and you're out of like heavy and special or heavy or whatever you're using to do damage, it's not a bad alternative. It's just not how you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's like, yeah. But I had it was just really fun. Like, that's been the highlight of my week, though.
I did, I got my husk. I brought it to the Eidolon Ally. I got through the Abyss and got all the way to Crota. And then I guess the team sort of couldn't put it together, so we called it. And then the next day I got on before work, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this. So I smashed the team together. And we got to Crota. And then, everybody, when you put a team smash together, it takes a while to get your synergy. It takes a while for the energies to connect and, form Captain Planet. So we had a lot of wipes. A lot of communication, this, that, and the other. One of the guys, we changed some shit around. We figured out how to do it. It was Sea Green. Shout out to you, brother. We were just bubbles, just boom, double bubble. One on the bridge, one on the inside, so we could go back and forth. Blessings, weapons, and the sword bearer. After he got his groove back, smashed Crota in 2 swords. Because the thing that people are so jumpy to try to get Crota back down for that second damage phase after he spawns the Oversoul, they drop him so far away that the sword bearer has to travel to get to him, which is lost damage output. Right? So what he did was he pogoed, and it pulled Crota to him. And then he was like, get him. And we dropped him. He spawned the Oversoul. Dropped him again. Shut up! She's very vocal today, and I don't know why. What's the matter, baby? So, it was, he smashed him out, and his bar was so low, we were like, that we're gonna enrage him this next round. He was like, yeah, we're good. I do, this is what I do. You put the right guy in this sword, and I'm like, word, you tell us what to do. He's like, do the double bubble strat again, go. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we go and we get him. He slams him once. Crota enrages. And I hear in my ears one of the guys like, just shoot Crota. I don't have any heavy. So I'm just like, fuck it. Sniper rifle it is. Pull out the Devil's Dawn, I think is what it was. And I'm just, clip, boom, boom, boom. And it drops him again. And he's like, shoot the Oversoul. And the sword bearer goes, fuck the Oversoul. He's dead. And as he said he's dead, you see the, the side. And I'm like, ah. And I got the essence of the Devourer, I guess is what it is, for my Necrochasm. Which, I have now. And it's everything I remember. It's everything I'd imagine it to be. The only thing that catches me off guard is, did you realize it does not explode non-biological matter? Like Shanks, it doesn't trigger
anything without a human-sized
without a human shape, right?
Yeah.
So it was like harpies and Shanks is what it doesn't. But
because it'll do it for like Vex and crap, or your goblins and hobgoblins.
Mm-hmm. It caught me off guard when I was shooting a Shanks and it didn't blow up, and I'm like, oh. So in my head I thought, I was like, oh, it might be because they don't have like a soul or like an essence that would react, because Shanks aren't alive, and I don't think Vex, the Hydras or the Harpies, I don't know if they are considered to be alive or not, but I mean I would assume
all Vex are considered to be alive.
Oh, because they have that milk. Okay.
They are partially biological.
That's true. But yeah, I mean I did that, and I got the Necrochasm done. I got on this morning after the workout and did the Plague Lander and all those that fun stuff. I mean, the game is fun still to me. I mean, I've seen some people have completed their books, and I only ask why.
I'm actually at 100% in my book.
Oh, you did it already too?
I mean, I haven't completed it, but yeah, I'm at 100%. The hilarious thing is, I guess the fitting thing is, the last thing I was at 99%, and I still hadn't done the Disturb the Remains. So in order to finish, the book, like air quotes there, but in order to finish that and get the shirt deal, I had to visit Loot Cave again.
I don't mean 100%. I mean the book completed is what I meant.
Oh yeah. No, I know, but like I said, I'm at 100%, but
yeah,
I still have
a few
pages.
Yeah, pages for the ages.
But yeah.
Yeah, my week has been good. I mean, I get on when I can.
I'll definitely eventually be getting that shirt, though.
Yeah.
I'm, for one, getting that shirt. Because, like I tell people, it's like, I'm not usually into, like, a lot of merchandise, but at the same time, it's like, this shirt is the culmination of the one video game I've spent the past 3 years playing. I'm going to get this shirt.
Yeah, if I talk about it on the internet, I'm going to get the shirt. Is how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get this shirt especially. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's the culmination of Destiny 1. It is the end of an age, and regardless of my views or opinions or whatnot on what Destiny 2 may or may not be, I'm going to get this shirt because I've had fun with this game.
Yeah, totally. Des, you mentioned you had some trepidations about Destiny 2.
Oh, I do.
I
have a lot of fears.
I figure the best time is now. After the I mean, we still have a little bit of time before. We want to try to keep it between 2 and 2.5 hours. We don't want to do 4 or 3 hours anymore, unless there's unless there's some extenuating circumstances. So, go ahead. Why don't you let some of your fears so we can talk about that?
My only fears, it's like I saw the pre-order stuff, and they're going back with the season pass, or an expansion pass, rather. And that fear, my fear there is the situation that, I mean, I remember Dark Below, I remember House of Wolves. Neither were sparkling examples when compared especially to Taken King. It's like my hope for that is, in fact, that these are like perhaps year after, the first expansion drops and it's like Taken King size. That's what I'm hoping for, because I don't mind that, but I'm afraid that it's like these expansions may not be like what we've kind of gotten used to with Taken King and Rise of Irons. Like they may be these smaller chunks that just kind of tease you. Mm-hmm. Glorified like monthly events like Festival of the Lost. Because what a lot of people don't remember is, thanks to some bad decisions in Dark Below, there were people that were max light, as per normal, because that we do host a loosely Destiny-based podcast when we're not being tangential. But it's like, are you going to pre-order it? Not right now. I'm not going to pre-order right now. I am going to give the beta a shot, just like I did for the original Destiny, and things are going to have to feel good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't you have to pre-order to get the? I thought you have to pre-order to get the beta.
Yeah, but also Bungie, that's what they say. But at the same time, like for Destiny 1, like people that pre-ordered and got beta codes got emails with more beta codes, and then a lot of those people got more emails with more beta codes. It's like, hopefully we know quite a few enough people that can get my hands on a beta code before I have to pre-order, because I'm going to have to try this out before I really invest in it. And hopefully it's going to be like an amazing thing. I still have faith that Bungie can keep moving forward, but this isn't an expansion. It's like I've came up with the logic that this is a 3-year-old platform. It's like, it's amazing it's still as popular as it is. But Destiny 2 isn't. This is fresh. This is new. And will have certain standards that people are going to hold it to. Like me including. Hopefully, right. Hopefully it feels good. Hopefully it runs at 60, because that's going to be something that's, it's what, 2017? It's like Destiny had a long development. Yeah. Like Destiny had a long development cycle, so 30 frames a second, it slipped on by. But currently there shouldn't be a video game to come out, like shooter, fighter wise, things like that aren't 60.
But I imagine though, like being that it's going to come on PC, that it has to be 60.
Again, that's what I'm hoping, but this is Bungie. They here recently.
Come on,
Bungo. They move forward incredibly. Like Bungie has moved forward incredibly from launch to Rise of Iron. They have collectively, or overall, have moved forward from where they started. But also along the way, they've made some questionable decisions as well. Mm-hmm. It's like not every. Most of it's small, but like I said, this is just my fears talking, basically. But I'm going to have to try this beta and get some hands-on experience before I can actually fully commit. Of course, even if it shows any kind of progress, I'll probably be pre-ordering and getting it. For sure. If it still feels good. And that's the thing. It's going to feel good. Like, regardless of what it's at, it's going to feel good, because Bungie made a game that runs at 30 frames a second that still feels good. It's like, you can be all high and mighty and, but it's not 60. It's not as responsive. Guess what? It still feels good.
We're also going to see gameplay next month. So, that should put some fears to rest for some people. I do have trepidations about the game because, like I said, we played the game for 3 years. We have a podcast, this podcast about the game. And, I would love to take it towards Destiny 2. But hopefully they don't go, well, Destiny 1 was good. Let's just do a whole reimagining of it and go a whole different style and art. I don't see Bungie doing that, considering if you look at their Halo 2...
That
stayed in the same vein. They just added to it. So that's what I think is going to happen.
And they have generally moved forward from sequel to sequel. I was never that huge into Halo, so I didn't feel a lot. But I have heard, there were some complaints that some things that Bungie didn't take care of, between sequels and such. But considering how popular Halo still is, I'm going to say that those complaints weren't major.
Yeah.
Or at least game breaking, but. At the same time, they have shown they're capable of making an amazing game in Destiny 2. They're capable. And I'm hoping that they exceed their capabilities with this, to be honest. like I said, I can only hope.
Same. Biz, do you have any trepidations, any fears of what might happen with Destiny 2? I mean,
just maybe a couple. One fear that I do have is that they'll still make the same mistakes with like putting out weapons or armors that are by our standards way OP. And it's like, come on, guys, you had 3 years to figure out and to understand balance. And so I would hope that if there are any weapon tunings, it's merely, this isn't used enough, let's bump this up, versus, oh, this is too powerful, we need to nerf this. You know, I hope that they come in the gate knowing, okay, here's some great levels, here are some roles that are not game breaking but are great, good, decent garbage. Another thing that I fear, though, is that Destiny 2 by itself wouldn't be as large as, say, like a Taken King. That it would be super basic. It'll get you through, like, September, get you through December, and then there's an expansion. What I'm hoping for is that it's a substantial amount of content that when April hits, from September to April, that's when the expansion will drop. That expansion is substantial, and you can make the argument that October again or September comes again, that's expansion number 2. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where there's more content that you get through longer duration of time versus, oh, okay, there's nothing to do, let's just throw this a little bit here and this a little bit here, there. I want a substantial amount of content because, you know, I feel like the story is going to change significantly because we have no stuff. We're not going to have any new powers. And so the first year should be us rebuilding and retraining ourselves and acquiring and honing and mastering new skills that have not been seen to this day. And then expansion 2 would be, okay, and I'm just hypothetically speaking here, we got the person that did this to us. Let's now go strike them where it really hurts. Because I still don't believe that this is the entire empire. Let's go strike it let's go give it to them where it hurts. Or let's plan for that, and then all of a sudden some other person or evil comes through, and now we have to shift focus. And then maybe we have to balance between defending from 2 evils, right? I mean, I'm just saying. Another thing that I'm fearful of is that the Traveler is still going to be dormant and utterly useless. I think it's about time that the Traveler is somewhat explained, active in some capacity, whether he dies or, like, we know nothing about this Traveler. We don't know if it speaks English, if it could even speak. I'm just talking for myself personally. Maybe there's some lore, and Anon will be happy to call me out on it. But I don't know Jack Daniels about the Traveler. I just know guy's basically a whore. Goes to different planets. You know, bless you. All right, I'm out. Bless you again. I'm out. The Traveler's a deadbeat father, and finally,
you want to talk about like some child support?
The Fallen have come to collect.
You know, the Fallen and Earth was like, no.
Rasputin's like, say something.
Are you my daddy?
Oh God, time to go.
What Rasputin did was put a garnishment on that motherfucker's paycheck. Dear Traveler, you gonna pay what you owe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you ain't leaving this town.
Loki crown, bitch.
You gonna reap what you sow, you mother. Anyways, so, and I think the last thing I'm fearful of is that some of those stories that were left unfinished would still be unfinished in this upcoming Destiny. So you're probably wondering, like, what stories are you talking about, Biz? That's Stranger. Huh?
I was about to say, like, the Stranger that has appeared since Destiny Vanilla.
Yeah, the Stranger, the Queen. You know, what, like Oryx? Like, I assume Oryx isn't dead.
Well, no, technically because we have to touch a mouse.
Have soul.
But he took soul and started laughing, and he didn't kill himself.
No, he didn't kill himself at all. He actually took his worm from himself. But at the same time, we took his soul into the touch of malice.
Sure.
So technically, no, he's not dead. I mean, he has no shell, and he's kind of imprisoned, but not dead.
Floating through space. I mean,
Maybe he teams up with Atheon and makes a super Giga Monster. I don't know. That'd be pretty awesome.
Okay, Digimon reference. I get it. I dig it.
So yeah, those are just some of the reservations, fears, concerns that I have. And I also hope that Trials of Osiris, if that's going to be a thing, won't be as terrible as far as like the base goes. But I mean, it depends on how great the game is, right? So,
well, I mean, it's funny because I heard a person make mentions like, "Well, I hope Trials of Osiris isn't even in the game." It's like,
no,
then don't play it. I mean, if you don't like it, don't get into. I mean, he said this as he was playing Trials, but it's like, well, if you don't like it, don't play it.
What would be nice though if there was like a 6-man team type of thing where who are not interested in 3s and are interested in 6s can kind of have that, like maybe like best out of 3, and you just keep going and fighting fire teams, and then there's ultimate glory. So yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of things I hope they iron out though. But I mean, at the same time, there's a lot that's teasing me, like the icons that they showed for the expansions. The first expansion, all of a sudden, has an Eye of Osiris. So it's like, huh?
Does that bastard comes back?
No. What if we go to find him? Because remember, he left. Maybe he has a stronghold that we go to. Maybe you're right. Maybe the first bit before the first expansion is we're rebuilding and reestablishing our powers, and then the expansion drops and it's like you need a home. Because just imagine if you don't have a vault. It makes things very selective.
We don't have a vault now. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, true. We don't have a vault now.
I'm kidding.
But you only have what you can carry on you. You're 999. That's it. Imagine that. And then you have to go find Osiris, and Osiris has to take you in, and then he strengthens your connection with the light, or whatever power source we decide that we're using if the Traveler is still alive.
So we're joining a cult. Okay.
Well, I mean, he was.
So we're gonna piss off Shaxx. We're gonna piss off.
Hey man, the ends justify the means by any means necessary. And then what? The second one's Rasputin, correct?
Yeah. That's the. That is, as Bungie has said many times and teased in like live streams and design things, it is 7 Seraph design, or emblem, or architect, or emblem. If other Warminds share that or not is more than likely the case, but yeah, that is definitely Warminds. Which who knows? We may actually may hear from Charlemagne.
I do like how the Warminds are named after historical warriors and figures.
Oh, yeah. Rasputin, the man that wouldn't die. But,
and other amazing facts about Rasputin.
But yeah, so I mean, there's just a lot of the things, like, if gameplay feels solid, like, if I get my hands on the beta and everything feels solid, because, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that Bungie should do. Like I said, 60 would be wonderful. Mm-hmm. Considering there is a PC release, a public test server would be immaculate. It's like, as I've said before, that's one thing one reason why Division has actually been able to correct a lot of its mistakes is the fact that they've had a public test server, which they've pulled people in. It's like, okay, so how does this feel? How does that feel? This is the change. How does that feel? I mean, because I know Biz brought it up. It's like, why not use your player base as a test bed, which right now they can't, because on consoles they actually have to approve patches in order to change a public test server. They would have to push a patch through, which that patch would have to be approved from Sony or Microsoft, and that could add weeks, and that could actually extend like patch cycles even further than what we have them now. Mm-hmm. But with a PC-based public test server, that restriction is gone. They can tweak with it as they wish. Again, also dedicated servers as a pipe dream, but again with the PC release, it's more likely. Of course, that's like I said, dedicated servers, public test server. Those would be nice, but I want to pick up the beta and I want to be amazed at the gameplay all over again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that magic again.
Yeah, because again, whenever I got my hand, I was interested in Destiny because it was a Bungie game, and I remembered having fun with Halo. I got a hold of the beta, and here I am, like a mainline RPG platform player, and for the past 3 years, I've been maining a first-person shooter.
What?
You've also played the shit out of Final Fantasy 14, though.
Yeah, I do. But but that's what I want to feel in Destiny again when I play that beta.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to say I've been playing Destiny 2 ever since beta.
Yes, sir.
Fat snaps now. Let's go.
Just like I've always been saying.
Yeah.
Or if Bungie actually does listen to this podcast, if you can get us some closed alpha access, that would be amazing too. Hook me up. What's up? Hint, hint, wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
No, Dane.
Say
No,
no more?
Dane. So,
You don't have to give it to Biz. Give it to Dez and Buster. I'll be straight. I don't Bungie doesn't like me already. Good reason too. I just keep it real.
before we close out the show this week, I just want to share an experience I had. I work in a warehouse, and Desh, you can attest to this as like factory warehouse workers. There's a lot of cats around factories and warehouses.
In my job before last, we had to worry about coyotes in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they would walk up to you. Mm-hmm. They were not scared of you.
No fear. Squirrels, we have like these big ass squirrels. They don't give it. They'll just sit in the car and just look at you and be like, "What's up?"
There was a bunny rabbit in my last job that would just chill out in the parking lot, or in the lawn in front of the parking lot, just kind of look at you while he's nibbling grass, and it's like
gangster rabbits, squirrels, and coyotes.
They don't care. It's because they're so used to seeing people. Like they don't care.
That is the South, so I mean, a lot of it's come on, the South isn't that developed.
So you basically took their land. They're looking at you like, why the hell are you in my living room?
Mm-hmm. So there was this. I was sitting on break, and it's lit up for seeing other reasons, and I watched the cat just tiptoeing on the ledge of the curb, and all of a sudden, boom! This, I'm assuming, bird. It could have been a monster. I don't know. The cat was gone. Okay, it was just woo and gone, and I was just like this. And the noise the cat made, I can only translate it into human by, oh God! That's the noise the cat made, just in cat version.
So Buster speaks Catanese.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Not Cantonese.
I mean,
Catanese.
Catanese.
If somebody grabbed you and just pulled you, you would make a noise. Any animal in the world, even a snail, would probably go, oh.
I speak snail too.
But this fucking
Dr. Doolittle.
This fucking sound that this cat made, I was like, it's gone. It's a devil. A demon came and got it. I don't know what it was. The next day we come in, and there is this fucking raptor just in a tree. The cat was just ass dead out, just in the tree, right? And I'm just looking at it, and it was like, and I'm like, oh, hey, fuck you. Don't. You might be able to take me out. I don't know. You're the devil, right? So, I just want to say, damn, nature is fucking scary. Is that motherfucker?
Isn't that a Twitter handle?
Yeah, and I follow it because it is scary. But the fact that I got to witness it face to face, like that thing went yoo and gone.
Well, what was it? Was it a? You said it was a
hawk. It was a fucking
hawk.
It was a big ass hawk. I mean, that's
okay.
That's what it looked like.
Not
to
a vulture or anything like that.
Vultures don't kill. Vultures are carrion.
Scavengers.
Carrion. Yeah, this motherfucker was big. Like its talons looked like goddamn swords. I was like, you were big. You were majestic. In my head, I was thinking, are you my spirit animal?
in my head, I'm thinking, grab a picture and so I can send it to my fiance and be like, "Hey, look what they did to me." This is, if you want to what beat me up at work, it was right here. Like,
fucking A, man. It was just. It was just silence because there was a couple guys outside smoking and joking, ha ha ha, guy talk, and then all of a sudden, and people were like, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, I wanted to be like El Diablo and go inside, just be real weird, you know what I mean? Just be like the devil, and just walk inside.
But Buster, you know why it came back the next day, right?
Because it ate the fucking. That's where it's.
No. It came back to look at you, dead in your face, and tell you, if you say anything, you're next.
Now.
You're next.
It was just in the tree looking at me like
you saw nothing. It was
I saw everything, but it was awesome. So I'm just going to keep talking about it.
Watch me out your window.
That reminds me of situations.
Look out your window.
Yeah, that reminds me of like situations that's like. It's like I said, you hear, like I said, like wolf and coyote howls, and you hear it like.
Oh, I live in the city.
Well, 30 foot out, and like in this tree line, you hear this nice howl.
Yeah.
You turn around, and you see just 4 shadows. Just.
Yeah, you're too close. You're too close.
You know what? It's time for me to get in this car and GTFO.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. Bye.
I'll tell you how much of a city boy I was. I was driving in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, and there's a deer in the street, and I literally froze. I'm like, I was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "You don't see that deer? Go." I'm like, "No, deers mess up cars, bro." And me and the deer are looking at each other like, "What you want?" And I'm like, "I want you to move, but you have lights. I want you to move." I'm here flashing my lights, and I'm like, "This is probably not a good move." And I'm glad it was a doe. It was a doe. Had it been, the male,
hit the horn. That's how you get them to move. Bop, bop.
Unless again you're down south in a gated community where deers do not care. You hit your horn, you flash your lights, and they're just walking along. It's like, what? Screw you.
You're on my lawn.
Looks like someone's
Get off my lawn.
Looks like someone's waiting.
Exactly. And it's not the deer.
I literally drove slow, and in the minute I was like adjacent, I just it's like, nope, you're not messing up my car. This is my car, not a rental. My car.
I see so many deer on my way home every night. Dude, freak the fuck out.
Because the biggest fear that I have, and I've actually, this happened to me. My fiance and I were driving down on this major highway, and to my right, a car we're driving. He swerves hard. What I didn't see was that a deer leaped out, which caused him to swerve.
Oh yeah,
and that's my biggest fear. I'm driving, and this deer whoosh. I'm like, biggest fear.
Happens all the time, dude. Happens all the time.
That's why when people are like, "Oh, you want to drive down to Carolina?" No, I want to fly.
I've seen deer smash into cars. Just run into like the broadside of a car.
You also know you're in the country when you see a deer on the side of the interstate. Now that's scary.
Oh, dude, watching a deer get destroyed by a semi is like you're like.
But yeah, going like 40, 50, not too worried about it. He'll screw up the car, yeah, but going like
I'm
70,
sorry.
80.
What do you just go pick out a car the next day? Like, here you go. Sorry for the inconvenience.
I've actually had to fix a car.
Yeah.
After hitting a deer. I actually did the proper thing. It was sitting on the side of the road. It wasn't moving. I started to slow down. Then the deer decided to run out in front of me.
Yeah. Oh, it was deer was being disrespectful.
Oh, listen, deer are surprising. Deer can take a hit and then get up and be like,
I know that, but that to mess up your car is scary to me.
Well, anything can mess up your car, though.
Nothing. You looked at me like
I'm sure if you hit a human, it's not going to be as bad as you hit a deer.
Well, I'll be off in a second.
Deers what are the deers are made out of?
I've worked in a restaurant that was like so far in country, even for me, that I was once stopped on the way to work by a flock of turkey crossing the road.
Turkeys are evil bastards. That's why we eat them for Thanksgiving.
But yeah, I actually it was a rare occurrence, but yeah, I would actually have to stop for a flock of turkey. Just it's like
pull out the
deer,
gun.
armadillo.
Dinner time.
Dude, I've ran over so many armadillo.
I've never seen one.
Really? You've never
Don't
seen one?
straddle it with a car.
You can't.
I mean, you can, but whenever they curl up into a ball, they like jump. So all of a sudden, it's like a basketball going down on your undercarriage.
Yeah, it's not good for them.
No. So never straddle it. Just try and get out of the way. Never straddle an armadillo.
Cool.
Possum scared me to death one time. And let me tell you what. Going down the road, I thought I saw a pothole, so I go to swerve. All of a sudden, I see these big gleaming red eyes at me. It's like, what did I just hit? Oh, God.
It was a spawn of Satan's animal.
Yeah.
Seriously. Then the next day I had to go to work and that possum was still in the middle of the road. Yeah, welcome to the country.
Yeah. Damn nature. Damn nature, you are scary.
Legit.
It's crazy.
So, guys, before I sign off, why don't you give everybody where they can find you?
All right, this is the main man, the Bizman 24. You can find me on Twitter at Bizman_DRP. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bizman 24.
This is your boy Raven. You can find me on Twitter at DES_Raven. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheCorvusNest. And you can search me on YouTube, Death Switch Raven.
And that was Bella you just heard. And this is Buster Knuckle. You can find me on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/Buster_Knuckle. And you can find this podcast, well, on Twitch. You automatically know that because those who are watching.
If you're here, you know. If you're not, why aren't you here?
Yeah, exactly. Come watch us. It's really fun. You get to see me get mad at my dog for being the most barking dog I've ever had, recently.
Or if you're not here, you can find us on YouTube at the RngCast podcast.
I love you for that. But you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheRngCast. You can find us on Twitter at the RngCast and on Instagram at the RngCast. And you can email us, therngcast@gmail.com. We also have a Discord server, which I will be posting an open invite today on Twitter at the RngCast. And if you choose to support us, which we greatly appreciate, you can go to patreon.com/therngcast. Anything that's helpful or nothing, it's okay. We fully understand.
Just keep on listening.
Yeah, and we love you. And this is the 47th, I had to ask the guys about that one, little inside, episode of the RngCast. We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week.